Alright, lots of stuff coming out today. I actually missed this. If I had seen it before, I might have squeezed in with the patch notes to make it just one video. But we got new dev notes, which are interesting. I kind of schemed through what these dev notes are. It's mostly repeating stuff that we kind of already know, but they're constantly promising us stuff, and they're actually cutting content from the game. So starts with the 7 Catastrophe main story, which you already know because it was in the patch notes, but I guess they give us an explanation to what their plans are and why I guess they are doing a 7 Catastrophe story. I've already said my opinions about 7 Catastrophes taking slots, time slots in the game. It's not very hype, and honestly, hype is what the game needs right now. But no matter how unhype it is, if they do a good job, they do a good job, right? The problem is that Ragnarok was not a good job. Freya was a cool character because she was hot. That's all people cared about, right? And now it's kind of like, ugh. So, I don't know, maybe they'll do a good job with Ragnarok. This picture's pretty cool, Maybe they'll make it some cool stuff, but we'll have to see. Shin is a character I'm genuinely interested in. We don't know much about Shin other than I guess he finds Meliodas attractive because he's like bisexual or something, or gay. Like there's stuff, but the other characters I know nothing about them. Like maybe because I play JP, but like I know nothing about them. So I would like Shin is like the only character I'm genuinely like interested in. So we'll have to see. Maybe they hook me in. So far, the 7 Catastrophes story has focused on light and short event episodes. However, as we told the story piecemeal through events, it felt short compared to its early role as the antagonist of Graco to call the end of the world. Yeah, if you remember, when Lilia came out in 2019, she was meant to be like a villain and like the opposite of the 7 Deadly Sins, like the 7 Catastrophes and Lamau. It was not easy to show the story without everyone's empathy because it was the first original character that was not in the original. Okay. However, since the release, various catastrophe characters have appeared. Yes, 5 Eastons. And by continuing the story for events, even if it's short, everyone who enjoys Graco has an attachment to... Nobody. Okay, not nobody. Maybe 0.1% of the player base, right? Other than thinking Lily is hot. Like, most people don't care. I would like to show the catastrophe stories through the main chapter in order to show a unique charm and a deeper story, as much as I became a catastrophes character that is loved by many people. Listen, Google Translate tries, okay? it's trying. In this main chapter, we plan to expand the story unique to catastrophes, which continues from the Halloween event story that was held in the past. If you remember the Halloween event story with no voice acting, that was something. You will be able to see the hidden stories of each member, as well as their friendship, while facing powerful new enemies that visit 7 Catastrophes. In addition, new characters who are in conflict with the Catastrophes will also appear in turn. Chapters will be added to the story during the special update. Please look forward. Well, I would like to see if people actually will now start caring about catastrophes. Hard to say, People care more about Ragnarok than catastrophes, and that might be why. Might be because Ragnarok actually has a story behind it. I don't know. We'll see. If they do a good job, it might turn the tide, but as far as it is, most people are just pissed that, through the year, we have so many drops of original characters when the title of the game might as well be the 7 Catastrophes Grand Cross or Ragnarok Grand Cross. The 7 Catastrophes Grand Cross Ragnarok might be the name of the game. When in reality, people only really get hyped when characters like Escador came out. And like Meliodas. That's what people actually care, But I digress. About new content development. Okay? The concept of the new PvE content that is being newly developed is currently set in 2 major directions. We're developing with a focus on the fun of thinking about various combinations of characters and the fun of finding ways to use optimized characters against various formations. If you watched my video talking about the stuff that has been killing the game, you might know I mentioned that demonic beasts are honestly killing the game because it's fake PvE. It's an activity that doesn't encourage you to think about the activity and more about, let me summon for the character that was made for it type thing. And, you know, so I don't believe them. Whatever they say here, I don't believe them. They're just going to continue making stuff like that. Listen, I'm just being real. They've been saying the same thing for years, and then they released Demonic Beasts, which is the complete opposite of it. We're considering various combinations of new content that we are preparing, and we're considering PvE to experience the compatibility with each strategy, and are considering a form that can be easily challenged without the burden and frustration of defeat experience in existing content. Yeah, when you know, I posted the fact that Assault Melee and Zeldris are getting new relics, and honestly, people are not even happy about it. Like, most people are like, oh, that's cool, but they're like, well, I can't make it, right? Like, they haven't released a character that's made for the boss yet, and so majority of players can't beat the boss, even Floor 2, because it's just too hard without the characters made for it, which is not even out, right? So, I mean, we have the relic for Freya, which costs materials from the actual boss. It's just stupid. And even then, it still feels like the character made for it's gonna come out and it's gonna make it super easy. So we hope that this will allow many players to experience the strategy and blah, 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 blah. We're still adjusting the specific direction of the new content, and we are doing our best to. They said a whole lot of nothing in this, other than, listen, guys, I know the PvE activities we make right now are activities that we release. They are very hard. For like 2 months, then we make a character for it that makes it like basically like you can click auto and win. We'll try not to do that, but they said this like so many times. I don't believe them anymore. I'm sorry, I'm very negative on this video, but it's just because this specifically, right? I just heard this so many times from them. If you have been up with the game for this long, like for years now, you may have heard them say this exact same thing so many times in dev notes, and guess what? Doesn't happen. So, also the catastrophes thing, I think it's a waste of time, catastrophes, but we'll see if they do a good job. I have 10% confidence on that one. I have 0% confidence on this, but I have 10% confidence on the Ragnarok, on catastrophe, same thing. Now, this is the part where, this is a reason why I'm a little pissed for today's video, and why I already started not very happy. So I skimmed through this and I saw this right here. So Tower of Trials, this is Google Translate, has been updated as a relatively difficult strategy content where you will find strategies hidden in each layer, blah blah. Our category of combat content was updated every 2 to 3 months by 3 layers. That's a fucking lie. That's a fucking lie. It has not been updated every 2 to 3 months. But sure. How can they lie like that and think it's fine? That we're not gonna notice. Does he not know? He probably doesn't know. The guy who's writing this probably doesn't know. I think he doesn't know. And during festival specific events was progress in the direction of being replaced by the event tower update. Yeah, and he's talking about the 25 stage tower that comes out. Yeah, there's the characteristics that was hard of capture content development is difficult to obtain in a short period of time, and since the tower type content is not appropriate to upgrade a large amount at once, so it has been updated irregularly. Yes, it has. In addition, it is somewhat difficult to organize new layer updates, and if you do not know the strategy, you will give up on the challenge. So it's true. Listen. Here's the thing, right? The reason why Tower is liked by basically everyone is because it takes more than one attempt, right? But it's not impossible. So the thing is, Demonic Beasts, I'm saying Demonic Beasts like day one, right? Before the character made for it comes out, whatever. You are not going to beat it first try. And guess what? You're not going to beat it in the 10th try either. Because it was designed to be impossible. Unless you are 14 million box CC or you wait for the unit made for it. Tower might take you 2 or 3 attempts until you find out the correct way of beating it. And they're done. And you feel satisfied in that little short time that you had to beat it. But I digress. Or you look up how to beat it. You know, you look up a video, look up a website or something. You know, it's not that big of a deal. They're like exaggerating on this. After much discussion, take off Demonic Beast then, if that's the problem. After much discussion within development and operation, we came to the conclusion that it would be difficult for the current tower to maintain its official current position. When the new PvE content is updated, whenever that is, maybe in 2026 after Origin is already out for 2 years, Tower of Ordeals will be terminated and replaced with new content. What that will be, probably something with less rewards. In addition, the official tower, because if you remember, Tower was replaced already, right, the regular Tower, by this new format of Tower that just gives less rewards, right? They just straight up made an update so that they would give us less stuff. So, it's just basically happening again, in my opinion. So, I'm a grumpy old man. I mean, it's just, we've already been through this. Bro, I'm getting the past, like, running through my head right now. We've already been through this. The official, 3 more layers at the end of April. We plan to continue the update within detail. They didn't even reset Tower, like, at the end of the year. Like they did last time. Like, that was already a bad sign. In the future, after sufficient grace period through advance notice, an alternative update to new content will be carried out. We asked for your understanding that this is the blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Alright. I don't think I have to tell you what I feel about this. It's just an excuse for them to give us less rewards. Pretty damn sure the new PvE content will give you even less than the tower already did. Even though tower was updated like never, right? I am so certain. I just have no faith in them anymore. You know, while they have only 3 developers, I have no faith in them. Maybe after Origin, if they let some people go back into the team, but not right now. Artifacts are continuously updated. Types of sets, effects are diverse, so we would like to improve the inconvenient process of managing artifacts and checking set effects. We plan to add the ability to expand the artifact UI menu. Okay. Plan to add a function to filter function. And sure, cool. In addition, we have considered many improvements received from players and the preferential applied into the update. Oh, I just realized there's a card set for the catastrophes that I have to level up for Roxy. Oh, the only problem with card sets that I find, I mean, other than leveling up, because leveling up can be a little troublesome, it takes a lot of resources, but eventually you do it, is that the card sets themselves make you not be able to CC compete. So if you're going to use a actual card set, you need to be going second, right? And that can work for a lot of teams, but for example, if I'm using demons on the Zeldris plus Kusok team, so not the Chandler team, I can't use a card set because the card set will lower my CC by like 5,000, right? I can't use like the damage reduction card set or like the basic stat increase for demons because it's just such a CC loss that it's just not worth it. It's just simply not worth it other than just using whatever the cards that have the most stats are. So no matter what they do with card sets, if they don't fix that, I will still only use a card set in PvP, right? PvE card sets are very good. Like the Demonic Beast card sets are very strong. But the PvP card sets are mostly garbage unless it's very specific. Like the 10% damage reduction card set can work for like teams that want to be very bulky. Generally speaking, the stats from the cards themselves, because the card set is comprised of mostly like C and R cards. You get less stats as well. It's just, I don't know. They need to like do something about that, or card sets will remain mostly relevant for certain teams. So, in PvP, again, any of the Demonic Beast card sets are very strong. They require you to farm an unholy amount of Demonic Beasts to be able to get the actual cards, but I guess they work. So I still don't have the. I still can't make the dog card set. I cannot pull my last card from the dogs. And the developer now we briefly talk about blah blah blah. We continue to do our best. Shut the fuck up. Well, so we were not half, but we were somewhat expecting a collab announcement this week, maybe, which didn't happen. Maybe next month. And, you know, catastrophes are already not something anyone really cares about. For them to even go in and say they're gonna cut content from the game with the promise of, oh, it's a new PvE activity. You don't have to cut Tower. You're already not updating it, right? Like, how hard is it? I know I don't work for them, right? And I don't know what's happening in their studio. But I play video games. I play other games as well, right? Don't just play Grand Cross all day. So I know the update schedule for other games. How hard is it to make one tower floor every 2 to 3 months? Just one. Keep that shit in the game. Make one tower stage every 2 months. It's better than doing nothing, right? And people are going to be like, cool, right? And then do the new content as well. Labyrinth takes 3 months, right? Something like that. Last Labyrinth was like 3 months ago. It takes like 2.5-3 months. So, I mean, that's something that takes way longer than a tower floor. A tower floor is just a stage. The tower is like the laziest content ever. It's enemies that are already in the game. All you have to do is like figure out what the gimmick will be. That cannot take you more than 2 months, right? Come on. But you know, it'd be like that.